This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1109, Delegate or Die, The Self-Employed Trap, by Derek Sivers of Sivers. That's Sive.rs. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and welcome back to Optimal Work Daily, where I read to you every single day from the best blogs we can find on work and entrepreneurship. And if you've got any ideas for us for either a topic that we could cover here or a blog that you read and would like to have in audio form, just let us know. You can reach out to us at oldpodcast.com. Now, today's post is from popular entrepreneur Derek Sivers, and you'll get some info about him right after I read the post. So for now, let's get to it and optimize your life. Delegate or Die, The Self-Employed Trap, by Derek Sivers of Sivers. That's Sive.rs. Most self-employed people get caught in the delegation trap. You're so busy doing everything yourself. You know you need help, but to find and train someone would take more time than you have. So you keep working harder until you break. Here's my little tale of how I broke into the delegation mindset. In 2001, CD Baby was 3 years old. I had 8 employees, but I was still doing quote-unquote everything else myself. Working 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, everything still went through me. Every 5 minutes, my employees had a question for me. Derek, some guy wants to change the album art after it's already live on the site. What do I tell him? Derek, can we accept wire transfer as a form of payment? Derek, someone placed 2 orders today and wants to know if we can ship them together as one but refund him the shipping cost savings. It was hard to get anything done while answering questions all day. I felt like I might as well just show up to work and sit on a chair in the hallway just answering employees' questions full time. I hit my breaking point. I stopped going to the office and shut off my phone. Then I realized I was running from my problems instead of solving them. I had to fix this or I'd be ruined. After a long night of thinking and writing, I got myself into the delegation mindset. I had to make myself unnecessary to the running of my company. The next day, as soon as I walked in the door, someone asked, Derek, someone whose CDs we received yesterday has now changed his mind and wants his CDs shipped back. We've already done the work, but he's asking if we can refund his setup fee since he was never live on the site. This time, instead of just answering the question, I called everyone together for a minute. I repeated the situation and the question for everyone. I answered the question, but more importantly, I explained the thought process and philosophy behind my answer. Yes, refund his money in full. We'll take a little loss. It's important to always do whatever would make the customer happiest, as long as it's not outrageous. A little gesture like this goes a long way to him telling his friends we're a great company. Everyone, always remember that helping musicians is our first goal, and profit is second. You have my full permission to use that guideline to make these decisions yourself in the future. Do what makes them happiest. Make sure everyone who deals with us leaves with a smile. I asked around to make sure everyone understood the answer. I asked one person to start a manual and write down the answer to this one situation and write down the philosophy behind it. Then everyone went back to work. 10 minutes later, new question. Same process. Gather everybody around, answer the question, and explain the philosophy. Make sure everyone understands the thought process. Ask one person to write it in the manual and let everybody know they can decide this without me the next time. After 2 months of this, there were no more questions. Then I showed someone how to do the last of the stuff that was still my job. As part of learning it, they had to document it in the manual and show it to someone else too. Learn by teaching. Now I was totally unnecessary. I started working at home, not going into the office at all. I had even taught them my thought process and philosophy about hiring new people. So our 2 newest employees were entirely found, interviewed, hired, and trained by other employees. They used that manual to make sure every new employee understood the philosophy and history of CD Baby and knew how to make decisions for themselves. I'd call in once a week to make sure everything was okay. It was. They didn't even have any questions for me. Because my team was running the business, I was free to actually improve the business. I moved to California just to make it clear that the running of things was up to them. I was still working 12-hour days, but now I was spending all my time on improvements, optimizations, and innovations. To me, this was the fun stuff. This was play, not work. While I was away, my company grew from 1 million to 20 million in 4 years, from 8 to 85 employees. There's a big difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. Being self-employed feels like freedom until you realize that if you take time off, your business crumbles. To be a true business owner, make sure you could leave for a year, and when you came back, your business would be doing better than when you left. You just listened to the post titled Delegate or Die, The Self-Employed Trap by Derek Sivers of Sivers, Sive.rs. Your business was humming. Was. Now teams are buried in manual work, taking forever to close the books. Consider 3 numbers: 36,000, 25, 1. 36,000. That's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. 25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less. 1. Because your business is one of a kind, so you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs in one efficient system with one source of truth. NetSuite is giving you the power of having all your information in one place, helping you to make better, more driven decisions as a business owner. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/startup. That's netsuite.com/startup to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/startup. Effective ad spend that results in verified, incremental sales is more important than ever. That's why you need the Ibotta Performance Network. The Ibotta Performance Network enables brands to meet shoppers where they are, at scale. Partnering with over 2,000 industry-leading brands, the Ibotta Performance Network, or IPN, is the #1 consumer rewards platform for brands and retailers. They deliver targeted promotions, incremental sales, and unrivaled data analytics to measure real-time sales in stores and online. That means advertisers only pay when it leads to a verified unit sold, and you're connected with over 120 million shoppers nationwide. Ibotta has certainly helped us make the most of our budget too, connecting us with more sponsorship opportunities than we could have ever imagined. Lock in your campaign today and start seeing those incremental sales flowing in for your brand with the Ibotta Performance Network. Visit ipn.ibotta.com/OWD today to learn more. That's ipn.ibotta.com/OWD today to learn more. Don't forget, that's ipn.ibotta.com/OWD. Terms and conditions apply. And thank you so much to Derek for letting us read his content pretty much since the start of all of our podcasts way back in 2015. Derek is a super talented musician and programmer who created, as you heard here in this post, the popular website called CD Baby, where independent musicians can sell their CDs online. Around 10 years later, he still owned the entire company and then sold it to disc makers for $22 million. Most of that he put away into an organization that he created called the Independent Musicians Charitable Trust, which will fund music education after he passes away. He's also a TEDx speaker and popular writer with some great books, including Anything You Want. That one's definitely worth checking out. So come by his site, which is, again, just his last name with a dot in it. That's Sivers, and it's Sive.rs, and you can find that in this episode's description and at oldpodcast.com. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed hearing from Derek, and thanks so much for being here with me. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.